All right, thank you, Ms. Hunt. Good evening, and this week Mayor Geer has the week off, a much earned break. So, as Mayor Pro Tem, I'll be chairing the council meeting. So, I'd like to call the Anacortes City Council meeting to order for August 3rd, 2020. And Ms. Hunt, would you please take the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Here.
Mr. Young?
Here.
Mr. Walters?
Here.
Ms. Cleland McGrath?
Here.
Ms. Moulton? Mr. McDougall?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll move to our second item on the agenda, announcements and committee reports. And the first one there is the COVID report. So numbers just got passed to me. For August 3rd, our numbers are Island Hospital, they released numbers on Tuesday and Thursday. So the latest they're a couple days old. But we've got a total tested of 3,260. Total positive cases locally is 48. Total positive hospitalized cases of 8, and total fatalities of 0. And then Skagit County as a whole, as of August 3rd, positive 815, and that's an increase of 10 from the previous day. 81 total hospitalized, 21 fatalities, and 506 recovered. As for the Washington Department of Health counts, we've had in the state of Washington a total of 58,173 confirmed cases and 1,596 fatalities. As a reminder, to move into the next phase, we are currently in phase 2. A county must have fewer than 25 new cases per 100,000 residents over 14 consecutive days, and we're currently at just under 100 new cases. So we're struggling to meet that one. There's four other actual metrics that we have to meet as well. County has to have greater than 50 individuals tested per each new positive case during the prior week. And currently we're at 33 tests per each new case. And percentage of individuals testing positive must be under 2%, and we're currently at 3%. So we're getting closer there. Percentage of beds occupied in a county must be less than 80%, and we're at about 76%. And finally, the percentage of those beds occupied by COVID-19 cases must be less than 10%, and we're currently 5.6. So we are meeting 2 of the 5 metrics at this time. Other numbers, according to the CDC, as of August 3rd, we have over 4.65 million cases in the U.S., and 154,471 fatalities. Globally, just under 18 million cases and just under 700,000 fatalities. So that's COVID report at this time. Anyone have any questions on that? All right. Then we'll move to item 2B, Fiber Committee. And I could run with it, or if either of you guys want to run with it, I'm good with that.
I was only there for 30 minutes of that meeting, so go ahead.
Okay. And pull the document up. Okay. So we got a review of the numbers on customer take rate, or customer counts. We've installed several more customers, and as of last Wednesday, we were at 212 total residential customers and 48 business customers. So total revenue on a monthly standpoint is $17,040. We have also crossed, I believe this happened in the previous meeting, we crossed the 35% threshold in 2 of our trial areas for signups, and that's in Central Business District and Old Town. Just over 35% in each, like 35.3, 35.4. We continue to see signups in all of those existing built-out neighborhoods, CBD, Old Town, M Avenue, which is at 27% sign-up rate right now. We're also seeing sign-ups ticking up in the expansion areas, the areas 1 through 6. It's about 15 and 12% roughly. And as for the entire city, we've actually about 17% of the entire city has signed up for service already. So obviously we won't be able to get to some of those locations for a while, but that's halfway to the goal on signups. Couple other items. So we've got construction contracts approved for moving forward into the aerial expansion areas, which is a number of neighborhoods. I think you've all seen the maps. A number of neighborhoods sort of east of A Avenue where we have aerial utilities. And that work, I don't think we have an exact start date on that work. I think later this month is what we're looking at. The interconnection between the Anacortes fiber and Mount Vernon fiber out of the water treatment plant, that splicing work is to be completed this week, and so that connection should be up and running quite soon, and that'll be really good because then we can essentially connect businesses, institutions, other entities that have locations in Anacortes and other locations in Skagit County. We can jump on that Mount Vernon fiber and also hit Burlington fiber from there. So that'll be great to expand the network or to have that network expansion in place. Other items, we're making progress on the Samish Indian Nation installations. They got a grant where they're actually aiding with the cost of construction to reach those locations. And as soon as we've got that construction started, we're going to also be reaching out to customers, potential customers along those routes. Similarly, we've got the Island Hospital dark fiber lease, I believe, has been signed at this point. That's the primary stuff from the fiber report. And I'll forward out Ms. Shu puts together a nice document for each of the meetings, and I'll forward it out to the council after the meeting. So on to item 2C, the Community Center Pool Committee.
Mr. McDougall.
Mr. Carter.
Well, we did meet last week, and a couple things that came out of that meeting is things are going to kind of slow down for the next year, but we are going to continue to have our meetings. And also, we need a new MOA, so that's going to come to the council pretty soon, because our other one had just expired or was about to. And that's it.
All right, thank you, sir. Next on the agenda, item 2D, Public Works Committee. Meeting was canceled, right? Or okay, great. All right, does anyone else have any announcements or other items?
Mr. McDougall?
Yes, Ms. Moulton.
Ms. Cleland McGrath and I attended a meeting last week with leadership from the Helping Hands Food Bank, who is in discussions with the Anacortes 100 Food Bank about possibly taking that over. And this was a preliminary meeting that included representatives from the Family Center and other community organizations to start exploring the feasibility of that. And ultimately, I think they would like to have a resource center with job training and showers and laundry. But again, this is very preliminary, so those talks have begun.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Glad that's happening too. All right. Our next item on the agenda is item number 3, public comment. Do we have anyone who's submitted anything or any callers?
Currently, there are no callers on the line.
All right, cool.
No comments were submitted in writing.
No comments were submitted in writing. Okay. We do have kind of an announcement on public comments. So as the community knows, we've not been able to have direct video and direct participation in this meeting, I guess, tool that we've been using the last couple months. And city staff IT has been working to get us connected with a platform that will allow public to participate in meetings where they can join the meeting and be essentially audience in a muted mode. And then when it comes time for public comments, there'll be an ability to sort of electronically raise your hand and get called upon and then make a comment via audio and potentially even via video. So that's coming next week. I've got a little bit of a blurb to read about it. As you know, City Council resumed public comment section on this agenda as permitted by Resolution 2096, which Council approved on July 27th. Council meetings themselves will be held electronically only, as in entirely electronically, at least through September 1st, 2020, per the Governor's Proclamation 2028-8. However, beginning next Monday, the public will have the ability to participate electronically in our City Council meetings. So public participation is accepted just as it was during meetings held in council chambers prior to COVID. So during the public comment portion of the agenda, also during advertised public hearings and during agenda items marked for public comment, we'll be accepting public comment for all three of those items. Members who want to watch the meeting without participating can still live stream it via the city's website or watch live on Channel 10. They can also listen into meetings live by phone or watch recorded meetings after the fact. We'll also continue to receive written public comment accepted up until 3 p.m. the day of the council meeting via U.S. mail or email to City Clerk or the agenda e-comment section on the city's website. So expect to see detailed instructions for exercising these options to be published on Wednesday the 5th at the same time that the council agenda is published for the August 10th meeting. The instructions will be repeated. Essentially, each weekly agenda is published and displayed live during the meeting. So members of the public who require special assistance to participate or access meetings may contact the City Clerk 24 hours before the meeting to make special arrangements. So thank you for all of that detail, Ms. Hunt. And that's the item for how we're going to be working going forward next week. So any questions on that, or on to the next item? All right, on to item 4, our consent agenda. Items A through D.
Mr. McDougall.
Mr. Miller.
I move that we approve consent agenda items A through D.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Mr. Miller, a second from Mr. Young. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, we don't have any other business on the agenda this evening, so does anyone else on council have anything else to discuss?
Mr. McDougall?
Yes, Mr. Young.
I just wanted to mention that the mayor, myself, as well as other stakeholders, have been working very closely with Justin Irish of the school system to work through all of the particulars of how we might be able to collaborate if there's anything that, whether it's Parks and Rec, that can assist. They've been very friendly, it's just been a wonderful relationship trying to work it out for the city itself. And the city has made very clear that we're willing to do whatever we can do to make it possible. So I just wanted to make that very public, that we've been collaborating. I think he's doing a tremendous job, and his outreach to the whole community has been superb. Thank you.
Thank you for mentioning that, Mr. Young. Yeah, the partnership has been great. And with a high schooler at Anacortes High School ourselves, we got to participate in a Zoom call that Mr. Irish held, a Q&A call, and it was very informative. It was he described how the school district we're starting the year all online, and then hoping to be able to transition in phases for those who have chosen the hybrid option as things go. And he also did a fantastic job of just describing the complexities of trying to get this done in this unprecedented time. So it was a great job by the entire staff. So very impressed.
Thank you.
All right, well, nothing else for the good of the order. We'll end the August 3rd, 2020 City Council meeting. So thank you all.